draw between Manchester United and Sevilla. United were so comfortable, 2-0 up at half-time. How did they manage to throw away that 2-goal lead?
It's a good question, Julie. I don't really know. It feels a strange second half, especially. I don't know if they were just too complacent, too confident that Sevilla weren't great in the first half. And when you watch the first half, United were playing so well, so confident. You're thinking this is 3, 4, 5, and it's going to be the end of the game tonight. And the second half was a complete disaster, really. Malacia really should have dealt with that first goal at Scholes, and he didn't. And from then on, it was a really difficult night. I think El Nesri was a bit of a handful when he came on. Owen, he looked good in the air, but Malacia has to deal with that. He can't afford to let that ball bounce. He has to come and just get rid of it, and he's unaware of the danger behind him, and that's where the danger is. You can look, it's an easy ball. Go and just swing your right foot. You can't afford to let that bounce. Maybe he thinks it's going to skid on. I don't know, but from then on, it just seems to go from bad for worse. You think of injuries, suspensions. Then they get the second goal. It's not a great second half for them.
No, it was a huge surprise. I mean, I think Erik ten Hag will be really frustrated because the goal didn't need to happen. Credit, Navas had a big impact on the game, and Nesri had an impact on the game. They got more bodies in the box, more crosses, but it's an easy ball for Malacia to deal with, and maybe because it's on his weaker right foot, he was just a little bit wary of, with it bouncing awkwardly, does he take it? He doesn't really know that the attacker's in behind him. Just gets caught, and it's such an easy one to deal with. When he looks at it back tomorrow, he'll be thinking, oh, why didn't I just clear it? And from that moment on, it just felt like the game completely changed.
Can you say the same thing about the second own goal?
No, it's so difficult for Harry. He's just too close to it. And this could go anywhere. I don't know how it ends up in the back of the net. It looks like when you see it live, you think, oh, it's a great header. This has gone so far wide, it's almost unbelievable from Nesri, and just ricochets off Harry. There's nothing he can do. He tries to get out of the way, comes straight off his forehead into the bottom corner. It's just so unlucky for Harry.
He was a handful when he came on, though.
Really,
I think he'll be starting the game next week. He's got a leap in him. I know he did well in the World Cup as well, scored a couple of goals. You never felt like Sevilla was putting tons of pressure on United. It was just a really strange second half when you can only put it down to complacency.
Can that happen in games when you've played? If you've played against opponents that have been particularly weak in a first half and you've taken a lead and been quite comfortable, can you come out as a team and almost take your foot off the gas and assume the game's done?
I think it is possible. I think we've just seen it. It is possible. Did it happen when we played? Possibly, but I don't think the manager would have allowed us to be complacent in the second half. When you're in a quarter final, this is the time to win this game, to win this tie. You win it here tonight. That should be 3, 4, 5-0 against the opposition that you're playing. And the only thing I could think of, they felt it was going to be too easy. They felt it was just going to be a stroll in the park. And you just can't do that in European competition. You can't do it against a club like Sevilla. We know the record.
Not at 2-0 though, can you?
No, not at 2-0.
To be fair, I don't think they took the foot off the gas. The 3-0 was there. Anthony had hit it off the post.
I think that was the only thing in the second half.
I think Veikos had a half a chance as well.
Yeah.
But I think that's the way that the 3-0 felt more likely than Sevilla scoring. This is it from Anthony. Does brilliantly. So good coming inside, and it just comes straight off the post. Normally that nestles into that corner, and it just really at that point I thought the 3-0 was going to come, and it probably should have. But with the mistake from Malacia, the game just completely turned, and then Sevilla were the ones on attack. This is the one from Veikos. You think he turns and shoots, Scholes, he sets Malacia, and they just get bodies in front.
I think he turns and shoots. When you look back at who's on the edge of the box, Malacia, I don't think he's somebody you think is going to score. I think a proper centre forward with real quality. If that's a Martial, I think he's either back heeling it and trying to score. He turns quickly and gets his shot quickly and scores. He's 5-6 yards out.
Can you blame Erik ten Hag, though, for taking Anthony Martial off in the 62nd minute?
No, I think obviously with the situation with Marcus Rashford, first of all, Anthony Martial was fantastic today. He played so well. I think maybe more the surprise was that Bruno came off. Maybe he just felt like he wants to get some other players some minutes, but the game definitely changed at that point. I can understand why he did it as a manager, because he's obviously losing Marcus, playing so many minutes. He didn't want to lose Anthony as well. But it just felt like with the subs that Sevilla made, it did change the game. It impacted Sevilla, and United weren't the same, didn't have the same quality out there.
Well, a player who Manchester United look to have certainly lost for potentially the rest of the season, Paul, is Lisandro Martinez. This did not look good. What do you imagine has happened here? Because we haven't had any confirmation yet.
Yeah, look, it's difficult for us to assume, but it does look like he's done his Achilles, which is a bad one. I remember...
he's potentially missing Varane, potentially missing Martinez, missing Fernandes. That first half was so under control. Could have been 3 or 4-0, and all of a sudden everything completely changes with the injuries and now missing Bruno. It's a big surprise. That second half was a big surprise.
And of course, when you talk about people that are missing, Marcus Rashford, we don't know if he'll definitely miss the second leg, but judging by the press conference yesterday and the comments that we heard from the manager, he's likely to miss the second leg as well. Did you see enough tonight from the players in front of goal that they're going to be OK for that game, for the second leg?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think missing Marcus will be as serious as probably missing Martinez, Bruno and Varane. I think we've seen Martial tonight looking really sharp in that first half. I think Anthony's looking better with each game he plays. I still expect a little bit more from Sancho, but I think in them front three there's still quality to score goals.
And the goals tonight for Manchester United came from Marcel Sabitzer. He's been talking to Danny Jameson.
Marcel, how did that slip away tonight?
Yeah, I have problems finding the right words. It's like a roller coaster game. Playing a good first half, had good chances, and yeah, we had to finish the game off. And yeah, at the end it's a draw, and that's not what we wanted. We have to go to Sevilla and get it done there.
As you say, the game started so well, the first half hour in particular, lots of chances, you scored twice. What changed?
Yeah, as I said, I think we had to finish the game off. We had the chances. We were confident in the game, and I think we controlled the game. But unfortunately, we got easy goals away. We cannot concede this kind of goals. Yeah, and we're very disappointed now.
Why do you think you lost control of the game? Did you almost take your foot off the pedal after such a great start?
No, I don't think so. But in a competition like this, you have to be focused until the end. And yeah, when there are percent less, you can give the game away. So I think the last minutes were a bit strange. One man down, we had to get the result done. But yeah, as I said, 2 stupid goals, and that's not what we wanted.
Is that more frustrating, the fact that it's self-inflicted, the goals that you conceded?
Yeah, very frustrated. You cannot concede like this. That's not focused until the end, and when you're 2-0 up at home, you have to get it done.
It must be really tricky to find the words to explain when a game has been completely turned on its head the way it has. But I suppose if we focus on one of the positives for Manchester United tonight, it was the fact that Marcel Sabitzer was one of the players who stepped up and filled the void of Marcus Rashford's goals.
Yeah, he looked like a goal-scoring midfielder. First of all, Martial linked up the play brilliantly. Scholes, you mentioned about Bruno playing a little bit deeper as a playmaker. That ball, the weight of it is perfect. The first touch from Sabitzer is fantastic. Just leans him onto that left side, doesn't he, Scholes? And it's a brilliant finish.
Yeah, where the pass goes to him, it makes his mind up for him. It's just a little touch, and he's a little bit lucky with the finish, but Sabitzer was good. He's playing in almost an advanced role of midfield as a number 10, but not a number 10 as you think of a Terry Sheringham, Dwight York, who can come and link the play. He's more of a runner, and a great deep run again there. Brilliant pass from Anthony Martial, and he also had the composure to finish as well. So, look, he should be happy with his night. Overall, second half, you keep thinking about second half. It was a little bit disastrous, really, with what happened with suspensions and injuries and conceding 2 goals. And as he said, it's difficult to explain because you're looking first half, you're thinking that's 3-4-5-0 game over, but at least we're going to Seville with something to play for now.
Yeah.